here at Satellite Asia here in Singapore. We come every year, and it gives me an opportunity to meet with my Asia Pac team, which is many of them here are located in Singapore. Also gives me the opportunity to meet with some of our partners, because we're truly a wholesale operator, and the way that we go to market is through our ecosystem of over 500 partners. And then obviously to be able to participate in the show gives us a great opportunity to enhance our presence here in Asia. Now, in terms of coverage in Asia Pac, Iridium's unique, right? Because we've been in business for over 25 years. We have a low Earth orbit network. And when you talk about coverage in the APAC region, we have 100% global coverage. So we continuously cover the APAC region. And I know recently there have been some issues with some of our competitors. The likes of Thuraya have obviously had some outages in this geography and in this market. Inmarsat's had some issues with performance, and this has been a great opportunity for us to reach out to our partners who we know are trying to support their customers affected by some of these outages. But just to remind you again, Iridium, low Earth orbit, 100% connectivity and global coverage, and one of the most important things is that we operate in the L-band, which is the most resilient service you can get in the satellite market. So first of all, we have a range of products and services: land mobile, maritime, aviation, but also Internet of Things, which is anchored by personal communications and industrial IoT. So we have a broad range of products and services that can really meet the needs of the customers in APAC who are affected by some of these outages. And one of the things that we've done, first of all, we reacted very quickly. We worked with our wholesale partners to give them solutions that they could then turn and offer to their customers immediately, and especially the ones that are the most impacted with the Thuraya outage and no service whatsoever. We're also a companion to some of the traditional services like VSAT, also to Starlink. And it's been a bit of a tough week for some of these operators, because we know that Starlink also had a significant outage globally yesterday. So that doesn't happen with Iridium because of our network. So we also have some commercial programs that we've offered to our partners to make it easier for them to meet the needs of these Thuraya customers. And one of the most important things we heard today from one of our partners is even some of the consumers who were relying on Thuraya, they know that they use a geostationary satellite. And some of those customers said to our partners, I don't want any more of those geostationary satellites, because if they go out, I have no coverage. So that's why Iridium is very appealing to some of those affected customers today in the region. And we are thrilled that we're able to help them out in a time of need.
What we think customers will be able to take advantage as they're upgrading to Iridium products and services is that they'll actually get a better user experience than they had before. A lot of satellite communication users that have been using other networks and other products were really just using the basic capabilities that were being used on satellites from many years ago. And we've come a long way with what we offer today. So we've really modernized the user experience for satellite phone users, and we have a lot more to offer than were offered in the past. So we have services like push to talk, which can connect groups of people securely using encryption anywhere in this region. So people can connect from their headquarters to disparate areas in a very secure way, the way that they would connect from a land mobile radio without having to build out tower infrastructure, and they can do it in an instant. So that's a very powerful feature for governments, also for public safety, even for enterprise customers to cover very wide areas. And that's something that's really unique to Iridium that customers can convert to and take advantage of those offerings. We also have ways where people can connect their satellite phones to products like the Iridium Go and the Go Exec, so they can connect and use applications and use a device that they're familiar with, which is their smartphone, and connect to a satellite. And they can use that portable, so they can use that on the go in a mobile capability, but they also could use it in a vessel. So they could use it in an application like a fishing boat to connect their crews, allowing their crews to connect to their family members when they're out at sea for very long periods of time. Additionally, for business continuity, a lot of companies and also governments in this region will use satellite phones inside their buildings. And we have a variety of different docking stations which will connect satellite phones inside of a building so they can be more resilient, they can communicate in times of disasters, and we have very strong solutions that make those products work well as they can take the satellite phones with them and connect when they're outside of the buildings. So we have a range of solutions for business continuity, for fishing, for public safety. So we really think that customers are going to get a better experience and more out of their satellite solutions than they've had before.
Josh talked a lot about some of the voice capabilities that Iridium offers, but I mentioned IoT, and there's really two different areas, and some of the use cases were just shared with us over the course of the last couple of days. We have a partner, or potential partner in Indonesia, who has been impacted by the Thuraya outages, and they have a unique IoT service that they offer, which is the monitoring of vessel engines. And that's really important because they want to monitor those engines in terms of performance, when they need to do maintenance, and when they need to replace parts. So without that capability, they're blind in terms of how their fleets are performing. So that's a great IoT example that we're working on to provide that important service for that partner and their customers. The other thing is personal communications, right? Iridium is relied on by partners like Garmin, Zoleo, who is very active in this region, Bivy, Everywhere Communications, Somewhere Labs, but that Garmin name is synonymous with quality, and they rely on Iridium's network for reliability. And that's important for two reasons. If you get outside terrestrial coverage and you get into trouble and you need assistance, you can hit that SOS button and immediately you'll get a response and hopefully support to help those people in need. So a lot of times people will think of a traditional satellite phone, which again, we're providing actively at this time, but we also have personal communications devices, like I just mentioned, that make it very easy as people get outside terrestrial coverage, that they can rely on Iridium's network for connectivity, service, and maintaining that contact that they need to maintain. And just one other thing, I mentioned that, there's a lot of customers who are now hesitating to go with geostationary satellites. And again, our LEO, low Earth orbit network, we have a network of 80 satellites, right? So if there is an issue with one, you don't have to worry about, completely losing service in a geography. And that's really what sets Iridium apart, especially in an area like this that really is, I can tell talking to the partners that, they're suffering a little bit, and so are their end users, and we are fully prepared to help them out.